The job market is saturated with new applicants trying to become front-end engineers. Let's take a look at some portfolio projects that will give you an unfair advantage. If you're new here, my name is Zoe. I'm a software engineer and former university professor who loves to teach folks how to code. Getting a job can be really challenging, but something I like to teach here and in my bootcamp is how to avoid as many pitfalls as you can and give yourself as many unfair advantages as possible. So let's hop into these portfolio pieces. All right, so the first thing I recommend to all my students is to check out frontendmentor.io. This is one of, in my opinion, the best sites when it comes to building up your front-end developer portfolio. What they do, they give you the HTML initial file if you want to use it, but more importantly, they give you the design and the assets. And you don't actually need to sign up for a premium account. This is like, you can use it for free. So not sponsored by them or anything like that, but just wanted to say that this is legitimately one of the websites that I've used in my own portfolio. And if you check out any of my old videos, you'll see some of those projects here. So anyhow, when I am talking to my students about, what jobs they're looking for and, their goals, I always recommend them building something that's a little bit more advanced than the position they're necessarily trying to go for, just to give them that unfair advantage to start out with. So first things first, I would usually sort by the harder projects, because while you can build a lot of these easier individual projects, those are the sort of things I would use to sort of get better at coding and not necessarily showcase what you're trying to do. So sort it by harder first, and then go through this and see which ones you're interested in, because you're going to be working on one of these projects for at least a couple of weeks, if not a month or more, depending on your time and your availability. And it's going to be something that you want to speak about passionately in your interview when you're asked about it, because they usually will ask you about your projects. So I'd hop into, pull out a couple that look interesting to me. As you can see, the audio file, as I mentioned, that's the one I've legitimately built for my project. Feedback, that's another one I've built for my my portfolio, I should say. So I pull out a couple that look interesting to me, trying to keep it, as you can see, they have these levels on them. Level 5 is guru. It's like somebody who's, an expert or whatever. I don't know about that, but you can try and aim for the level 5 ones if you can. You'll notice, though, that they are premium. You do have to pay for them. But I think once you get to the point where you're ready to apply for a job, it's worth it to sign up for at least a month, or maybe, you can invest in the year-long subscription if that's something you're interested in. You'll see that all the up to level 4 you can do with just the free plan. So, balance it out and see what works best for your budget. But I would definitely recommend checking it out. And as of this current recording, is there Unlock Pro? Let's see how much it costs. So it's $12 a month, and you can get 2 premium challenges, so that could be enough for your portfolio, or $96 a year. So yeah, see which one works best for you. But diving into the projects themselves, right? If you can even try and build some of these things without the assets they provide, just using just the visuals that you get from the website. That's another option there. But you want to build something that has a high level of complexity, right? You don't want something that's just HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. You want to try using some sort of library like React or framework like Next.js and building a more complete web application so that you do stand out from the crowd, because you're going to be going up against a lot of people who all have HTML and CSS in their projects. Instead of CSS, maybe use Sass. Instead of just straight HTML and JavaScript, maybe use React or Vue or Angular or something different. So just try and separate yourself from the crowd as much as you can. And by building these fully functioning websites like this one here, this is like a fantastic budgeting app. It kind of reminds you of like Monarch Money or one of those budgeting apps. But by building out something like this that actually works, and maybe even the recruiter or the hiring manager can fake sign up to use for their accounts, that would be amazing. I'm sure anybody who saw that would be thoroughly impressed by your work. So definitely take a look at building more complex projects, and you'll notice here it's not just a singular page application. It is quote unquote a single page application, but you're gonna have your overview, your transactions, your budgets, etc., etc., etc. And if you do download the file, I haven't tried this project yet, but I'm assuming you'd get multiple different designs for each page, right? You'd have a design for the transaction page, budgets, etc., and then interactivity that you'd have with each component, right? So when you click see details, you go to the budget page, and then you could see your budgets, and maybe you can adjust them and tweak them. So again, all of these are really minor things individually, but when you put it together in a larger project, that's what makes you stand out. So yeah, definitely check out something like this. And then also making it responsive and work on mobile. That's also a game changer, especially as a front-end engineer, because you're going to be required to build a lot of mobile web-friendly things. I know personally at my company, that's something that we value as well. And having that already sort of proven that you can do it, that it's, it's not this big scary thing for you, that'll definitely set you apart as well. So this is a good project. Highly recommend trying this one. I've already talked about this one extensively, so just this is a good project. It's an e-commerce website. I guess also something to think about is what kind of job are you trying to get? Are you trying to get a job at an e-commerce company? Then yeah, build an e-commerce site. If you're trying to get a job at a finance company, maybe build a finance site instead. So think about, if you do have a preference, what kind of company you could see yourself working at later. And then this Kanban task manager, this could be a really interesting challenge. It could be kind of like a Jira sort of situation. You could definitely have interactivity with this one, where you maybe drag these like rectangles up and down and around from to do to doing to done. And that could be a really, it's a solid challenge in terms of it's not going to be straightforward and easy to do. But if you can accomplish that and do it well without many bugs, I'm sure they'll be very, very, very impressed with what you're doing, especially if you're looking for an entry-level position. That would just kind of set you apart from the rest of your colleagues. So yeah, definitely this would be, if you can accomplish it well, this would be a fantastic task to try. You can see that, they have the ability to add the tasks, and they have the mobile design. This one, I think the mobile design is fine. It's not the greatest mobile design in the world. I don't know. I don't think this might be worth your time to do a mobile design on. But this, in terms of the interactivity, I think with this one in particular, you could do a really, really solid job of showing how well you can work with interactivity. And again, that's if that's something you're interested in, right? You don't feel like you have to do it just because it's a cool project. But yeah, I think those are the three that I'd sort of recommend trying out. If you do want to go that premium route. If you don't want to go the premium route, you can definitely do some of these free projects. This is one that I actually recommend to a lot of my students to try out, because it shows that you can actually work with a REST API and pull data from it. And there's a search, there's querying, there's a dark mode. So it shows a bit of, it shows several different skills that you can work with. So I think this is a really, really solid free project that could be a great addition to your portfolio. So definitely would recommend checking out this REST countries API. And what else? The comment section is not bad, but I think you need to add it to something else to make it more fully fledged. The e-commerce product page, though, as a starter, a base, would be a good thing to show as well. If you do want to work at an e-commerce company, just showing them hey, I can do this, I can build a cart. That I think would be a good idea to try and build if you're not able to pay for the full pro subscription. But yeah, I think those are probably my three recommendations that will give you an unfair advantage. This is another great one, the entertainment web app. It'll kind of like a Netflix essentially, but again, this is a premium option. But yeah, if you are looking to do front-end development, check out that first link in the description below. It'll link you to my bootcamp, which will show you how to code for actually less than this cost per month at the time of recording. Anyhow, if you do want to see me build out some more projects, check out one of these videos up here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, bye.